Hi there, today I want to show you a really cool thing that I've had for a long time in my basement in some box somewhere, and that is the Bible Time Voyager from Wisdom Tree. So this device lets you play the old NES games like Exodus, Joshua, Bible Adventures, Spiritual Warfare all in one device. But this is not how you want to play these games, because I don't have the original power cord, but even if I did, it wouldn't be much better. This thing is super awkward and dangly, this universal power adapter that I found, and that's just, it's gonna fall out. You set it on a couch and you come back, you're gonna freeze your game by a little jiggle of it. And if you were playing Spiritual Warfare, which takes a long time, that would be very frustrating. So yeah, don't do that. Check out Wisdom Tree's website. They started a new Kickstarter a while back and made a new version of this that's in the shape of an NES controller that looks a lot more stable, where the power cords aren't dangling so precariously. It's a long cable into like a USB for power, which is way easier to find a USB power supply, and that seems a lot more sensible way to play. But this is neat to have, neat to try out. I'll pop it on just to show you. There's only one other review that I found for this device, and so just thought I'd turn it on and let you see kind of how it works. Here we go. And turn this on. There we go. All right, Biblical Time Voyager. We got Sunday, Funday, Bible Buffet, Bible Adventures, The King of Kings, Spiritual Warfare, Joshua, and Exodus. Joshua and Exodus are actually kind of fun to just pick up and play for a bit. You go through the levels and kind of explore. Here we go. You're just trying to collect all the good stuff and dodge all the bad guys. It's a very simple, straightforward game. I would say between the two, Joshua is a bit more polished. It looks like they put a little more time into planning the levels out. It's also a bit more challenging. By the second level in Joshua, I'm having to really plan out my movements so that the bad guys don't kill me. Whereas Exodus, it takes a few levels before I'm actually having to use my mind and not just randomly shoot and collect things. So yeah. That's Joshua, and the two games are virtually identical, other than a little bit of improved graphics, I think, in Exodus. And so most of these games kind of borrow each other's game engines. So King of Kings and Bible Adventures, it's almost the same game with just some new skins and new level layouts, but the same game engine. And Joshua and Exodus, same game engine. Spiritual Warfare and Bible Buffet use the same game engine, which is kind of weird because Spiritual Warfare is a Zelda clone, basically. Not as good as Zelda, but I think it's pretty good. If you like Zelda on the NES and you want another long adventure, I have more fun memories of playing this on my NES than I do playing Willow or other Zelda knockoffs. So I recommend it. Other people who review the Wisdom Tree games kind of write them all off as crap. I go, yeah, most of them aren't great. Sunday Funday is not fun for more than 5 minutes. But Spiritual Warfare, I was actually impressed with a lot of the level design. Here, I'll pop that on here. Spiritual Warfare, it's really neat how yep, that's great. How instead of weapons like swords, hold on a second, I'm gonna lower the audio here. So instead of swords and boomerangs, instead of a boomerang, you use the jaw of a donkey, like Samson's jawbone from the donkey as a retrieving device. And here we get the fruit of the Spirit. So the fruit of the Spirit are like a pear, a pomegranate, a banana, and they represent, love, joy, peace, etc. from the Bible verse. But they all have different properties. So the pear is kind of the weakest one. It's just a little short-range weapon that you shoot. Doesn't go very far. Bananas go really far, but they don't have as much of a punch. Whereas grapes are sort of scattered and they have a wide dispersal pattern. Other ones are zigzag and they'll go through things, and others won't go through objects. It's really neat to see, all right, which fruit should I equip myself for this part or this section? And there's other fun weapons like the vials of, oops. Oh, I don't think I can use here we go. Set a bomb down, and then you can use the vials of wrath, which are basically bombs. There's some neat things there that you can do, and I think the level design is really fun. So right now we're in the park, and you have to kill the bad guys by converting them, by like praying them until they're good and they're down on their knees praying. One thing I love about this game is that there's a train track that goes all around the outside perimeter of the world, And later on in the game, you can warp from one area to another, and there's even a heart piece, a heart container that's hidden along there at one point that you can get. And so, yeah, I actually really enjoy this game, and I recommend it. But I don't recommend playing it on this, because this thing's going to jiggle loose and not be fun. And even if it didn't, you don't want to beat this game in one sitting. It's going to take you a few hours if you're not using cheat codes or something. And so the only way to save your progress is, here, I'll show you. The end game, yes. That's your password. It's like 60 characters long with upper and lower case. It's nightmarish. It's ridiculous. No one wants to do that. And so if you can do this on a modified Wii, play the game with an emulator where you can use save states, this is a situation where I highly recommend using save states. It will make the game 5 times more enjoyable to play. So I recommend that. And yeah, I recommend you check it out. There's so many different areas of the world that they created. I have a lot of fun memories playing this game. And now I want to show you how Bible Buffet uses the same game engine. It's interesting. I wouldn't recommend this game. I don't think it's fun, but it could have been. It really could have been. It uses, as you'll see, the same game engine, but it's like if someone went, hey, everyone loves Zelda, let's take Zelda and try to make Mario Party out of the original Zelda. So now I'm going through a board game map, but now I'm in like a Zelda world. And even here, it's kind of creative, where instead of Fruit of the Spirit, in this version, I have spoons, and I can switch to forks, which go farther and have a disperse and a wide pattern. And then I can do knives, which go really fast and far. So yeah, I'm supposed to, I guess, like collect things, and there's like keys I guess I can get. I have no idea. I never played this game far enough. You also have to answer random questions about the Bible, but you need the Bible Buffet quiz book, which I do have in a box over there. But no one wants to play a whole game like that. They really could have had fun if they had made this a simple platformer or something. You know, I like the idea of reusing that game engine from Spiritual Warfare, but this is not the way to do it. So cool that you got 2 games out of 1 engine. And then Sunday Fundays, yeah, not worth playing. It's really annoying to play. But yeah, that's the Biblical Time Voyager, and I think Wisdom Tree is neat. It's an interesting part of video game history, how they kind of got away with making unofficial NES games because it's the Bible and Jesus and no one can argue with that, right? Kind of sketchy, but creative how they did that. This is not the way to play it. Check out their website for the new version of this, where it's much better design if you want to play it through their official devices. But yeah, Spiritual Warfare is the hidden gem, I'd say, among their games. That's all. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day.